Good morning, good afternoon to the East Coast, and welcome to the Breakfast Club. This is Joe Shoup with our special guest, Anson Ashby, CEO, co-founder of Tools Rock, a fantastic marketing system. Good morning, Anson.
Good morning, Joe. Thanks for having me on. Very excited.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're here because we need help. I think we have come to the point, I have come to the point, among others, that we really need to understand and to start using social media as the younger generations have been doing. They've been doing that for a long time, as you know, including you. And for some reason, some of us just never got in the game. And so it's time. We're working with a few different companies and people, and it's just a lot of people have been wanting to learn what it is we need to do with social media. And so I thought it would be a good idea to invite you today. So I'm going to turn this over to you. I'm going to check one thing and make sure everybody can hear me. So if you guys could talk, Cindy, I see you saying hello there. Can you type in, Cindy, and tell me if you hear me? I'm getting a message on my screen that asks me to unblock something. I don't think so, but I think we're good to go. And can anybody type in? Let us know that you can hear us. Yes, yes, there we go. Thanks, Beverly. Thanks, Elena. Okay, great. Let's do this. So Anson Ashby is the co-founder, CEO, president, expertise guy of Tools Rock, a marketing system we use, as I mentioned. And Anson has had a lot of extensive training on Facebook, so I thought it was a good idea that we do a number of these throughout the month and start off with the basics. So Anson Ashby, thanks for being here. I'm going to turn this over to you. I'll keep an eye on any questions that come up. If you have any questions, put them in here. I'll keep an eye on that part of it, and we'll be good to go. So again, thanks for being here and welcome.
Great. Thank you, Joe. I am going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. And so just let me know that you can see it and that it looks clear. And if so, we'll go ahead and get started. So hold on one sec here. Let me just press play on the old slideshow here. Okay, let me know if you can see where it says at the top, Facebook strategy.
I do see that, and I know that we have a slight delay for the audience to see that, but yes, it's there as big as day.
Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and get started here. I've got a decent amount of content to go over, and hopefully we'll be able to cover all of it, and then at the end do a little bit of a question and answer. But I'm going to start kind of at the beginning with the assumption that some of you maybe are brand new, right, and then just have never really gotten involved with social media, and in particular with Facebook. So we're going to cover, basically what Facebook is, and I'm going to talk more about from a psychological standpoint, what it is. And then we're going to talk about what not to do on Facebook, and then what to do on Facebook to begin gaining customers and or affiliates, how to set up your personal profile to give yourself an advantage, and then strategies for finding and connecting with good potential customers and or affiliates. Okay, so a lot of information. Like I said, we'll go through it pretty quickly, and if there are questions, hopefully we have time at the end for some questions. Okay, so to start off with, what is Facebook? And again, this is kind of from a psychological standpoint. Facebook is a huge social gathering, but it's online. Okay, so think of it as a virtual college reunion where there are going to be many people that you will interact with that maybe you have never met in person. Okay, Facebook is also a place where you can find anyone with any type of interest or hobby and begin to correspond with them about those interests or hobbies. Okay, so that's really important to understand. It's a social gathering, right? You're going and you're going to be talking and commenting and liking and sharing with people, and some of these people you've never met in person. So as you start to put out content and create content, just know that that is the intention. You're trying to get to know people and trying to get people to like and trust you. Okay. So here, this is a pretty easy one. What not to do on Facebook. Okay. Especially when you're getting started. Okay. When you're starting to put content, to connect with people, you don't want to sell, you don't want to promote, and you do not want to advertise. Pretty simple. Okay. You're at a social gathering. This is college reunion. You're not going to, go up to your college friend who you haven't spoken to in 20 years and say, hey, do you want to buy, some weight loss supplements, or hey, do you want to buy some gold? Or, you're going to ask them about their family, about their job, about what they've been up to. You're going to share what you've been up to, etc. Okay, so you don't want to start selling, promoting, or advertising, especially when you get started. Okay, and you'll know when the door is open for you to start to interject some of that that type of content. When you start to asking for, hey, can I share with you an opportunity, right? You'll know when that trust has developed to where you can start to include that kind of discussion in your content. Okay, so now let's get to the important stuff. What to do on Facebook to begin the process of gaining customers and or affiliates. So this is kind of global, right? We're not getting down to like exactly what you should write, but you want to gain trust, okay? And to gain trust, you want to be a source of information and value, okay? You see this all the time for those that actually go on to Facebook and kind of read through their news feed. You stop and you watch videos or read articles that are valuable to you, okay? You want to gain affection from people, right? You want people to start to like you and agree with you, okay? So you don't want to complain. You don't want to insult. You want to be likable, okay? You want to participate in the conversation, right? That's a very, very important one. If you're going to start to generate customers and or affiliates through any social network, you need to be active in the conversation, right? Somebody posts about something that you're interested in, that's maybe in the industry that you're in. You want to comment on that. You want to like that. You want to participate in that conversation. Be visible. Okay, this is also an important one. The more you outflow, the more that will inflow to you. Okay, so the more content you're putting out, the more involved you are in conversations, the more people will start to trust you and start to gain affection for you. And then the last part is be patient. Okay, this is organic selling. It's going to take time. Don't rush to close the deal. Okay, so again, you want to start to gain trust from the people that you're hoping will become a customer or an affiliate. You want to gain their affection, right? You want them to like you. Okay, participate in the conversation and be visible. I mean, you'll see some people that will post, 5-10 times a day. They're very visible, and you kind of know what they're all about. Okay, so then at the bottom it says, you want to connect, cultivate relationships, and gain trust and likability. Pretty basic, right? Okay, so now what does this look like? Like, how do you gain trust? How do you gain affection? How do you participate? So it's all about content, right? It's all about what information you're putting out there. So to gain trust, you want to cultivate and create content and share content that you are passionate about, that is in your field or in your industry. So if we're in the gold industry, we want to create and share content about gold, okay? About currencies, about savings, about 401ks, there's just a kind of an array of different information that you can put out there. Now, one thing's also really, really important to know is that you don't have to be the one that creates all this information, right? You don't have to read books about it and then, write a blog about it. You can find articles online and share those articles and comment on those articles, okay? So again, you're not creating the content. Sometimes you want to create the content, but you don't always have to create the content. But if you're cultivating that content, if you're gathering that content through the internet and then sharing that also is going to provide people with value, and you are going to be seen as somebody that is providing that value. Okay. Gaining affection. Okay. So gaining affection, be funny, inspirational, motivational, transparent. Okay. That's a big one. Transparent. A lot of people ask, well, should I share, pictures of family, or should I share, pictures of me on vacation? People in gaining trust or for you and affection for you are going to want to know about you, right? Are you a family person? Do you like traveling? Do you like skiing? Do you like the beach? Are you, a healthy person? Do you work out? Do you eat healthy? These are all things people are going to want to know to help build that trust in you. Okay, so be transparent and don't try to be somebody you're not. Okay, because then what happens there is it becomes very difficult to create content when you're pretending to be somebody that you're not. Okay, there's enough people on Facebook that are like you, that will like you, that have similar interests that you can connect with by being real and transparent. Okay, so you're going to want to create and cultivate and share that type of content. Okay, so participating, right? So what you can do, and we'll go into some examples after I get through the slides, is you can comment on people's posts and you can like people's posts, and I'll show you when we talk about how to start connecting with the right people. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, and then be visible. Do the 3 steps above every single day, and the more you do it, the better. I mean, there's people that literally will post almost 20 times a day. As long as it's good content, that's fine, because here's the thing. When people are on Facebook, they're not on all day long. At least most people aren't on all day long. They'll go on, maybe after work, maybe during their lunch break. So if you're posting just once a day and they're online, 6 hours after that, then they may not even see your post, right? And here's another thing that you can do, which is also going to gain visibility, is you can comment or like your post after you've created it. So if you create a post, you share it, and then maybe 4 or 5 hours later, you go in and then you like the post, okay? Or you comment on the post. Or what I see a lot of people do, and this is actually, very, very easy to do, is if somebody comments on your post, you can comment on that comment. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so gaining trust, again, we're gonna start sharing content that is ideally in your industry or field, okay, that is of value to people that also have an interest in your industry or field. Okay, gaining affection, right? You're gonna basically uplift or make somebody smile, make them laugh, whatever that looks like. You want to do that as well. You want to be transparent. Okay, so be real. And again, I want to go back to that question of like, hey, do I post pictures of family? Do I post pictures of my kids? I think in today's day, it's fine to do that. Okay, especially if you're not a massive rock star and you don't have 100,000 plus followers. It's okay, because once you start getting to those numbers, then you get your people trying to derail you at the same time. Again, participating is commenting, liking, and then being visible. We want to do this at least three times a day, every single day. Okay, so setting up your profile. This is also an important one. So your profile is basically your virtual living room. Okay, what do people see when they enter your virtual living room? Okay, so obviously you want to make sure that you have a professional or semi-professional profile. Okay, so the books you like, the pictures of yourself, pictures of family. Let's keep it clean, right? But then also, as you're creating and sharing content, okay, you're essentially creating a library of content that prospective customers or affiliates will review before becoming a customer or an affiliate. Okay, so I'll show you guys what that looks like as well. But if you're going to, if you're going to use Facebook as a way to generate leads, the more content you create is great, because people are going to see that. They're gonna maybe they're not friends with you yet online or on Facebook. Eventually, they're going to go to your profile and say, "Hey, what's this person all about?" Right? And so by creating that library of content, they can review that to see, hey, they're into what I'm into. They like the things that I like. Okay, so this is a good person to connect with. Okay, so the last slide here is our strategy slide. So let's talk like nuts and bolts here, right? So we're going to post 3 to 10 times per day. Okay, you're going to mix up the posts. Okay, what I mean by that is you're not going to post all on the same topic. Okay, if you're in crowdfunding, we're not going to just post about crowdfunding. We're going to do some posts about crowdfunding, and do some posts about family, a inspirational or motivational post here or there, but it's not going to be overkill on one topic. Okay, comment and like other posts of influencers in your industry, and do this 20 times a day. Okay, and I'll show you what that looks like. You want to join industry-related groups and begin to make connections in those groups. Okay, and again, we'll take a look at what that looks like. So if you do this for 60 days, okay, so you're gonna create 3 to 10 posts a day. Mix up the posts. We're gonna comment 20 times per day, comment or like 20 times per day, and you start joining industry-related groups. You will start to get tremendous momentum, and at that point you'll start to see that those people those relationships that you've cultivated, you will start to be able to convert into customers and or affiliates. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of these, right? We're going to take a look at how do I comment or like on a person of influence, their posts or their comments. Okay, how do I join related groups? Okay, so those are the two things I want to look at. I also want to take a look at what. Let me see if you guys can see my screen. Joe, can you see my screen now? He may have muted himself. You should be able to see a Facebook screen here.
I am unmuted now, and I do see a Facebook screen.
Okay, perfect. So let's say, I know we have some people here that are interested in crowdfunding. Okay, so all I did was I was on Facebook and I typed in at the top here, I typed in crowdfunding, and it's going to default to this top. You see where the top and the left, top left there? But you can just come over here to groups, okay? And you could see all the different crowdfunding groups. Okay, let's see here. Now these are all public groups. You will from time to time come across a closed group, okay? Which basically means the administrator of that group needs to accept you into the group, okay? But here we've got crowdfunding exposure, crowdfunding and crowdsourcing. Okay, these are all public. They have 9,000 members, 145,000 members. So these are all people that have an interest in crowdfunding. Pretty hotbed of potential leads. So you're just going to join the group, right? And then once you join the group, you can then start to connect with the people on the group, right? Very simple, okay? So let's see here. Let's see if there's anyone that got a good, okay, number of comments. I don't see anyone that has a lot of comments, but you can always kind of like, if you wanted to, please support help to final expenses. Okay, you could just click the like button here. Okay, you can share as well if there's some good content that you see here. So that is one way to very, very easily start getting or connecting, with people who are in your industry. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Here is a person, this is Troy Dooley. He is a network marketing coach, okay, or network marketing, yeah, I guess he's a coach, but he reviews companies and he talks about companies and leaders and whatnot. But he's not associated or he's not an affiliate of any one company. So he creates a ton of posts, ton of content on the network marketing industry, okay? And you'll see here that people comment on it. So what I would do is I would click on these comments and either like the comment or you can reply to the comment, okay? So what happens then is this person, let's say Liz here, she's definitely, all these people are in network marketing, right? So you can reply to her and say, hey, Liz, I really, this is obviously a short comment, but if there was something insightful that somebody said, you could agree with it, you could disagree with it. But at that point, that person's going to get that message and either reply back, or they're going to go to your profile, which we talked about before, and say, hey, who's this person and what's he all about? Okay. So that's why if you do this repeatedly every day, you'll start to generate that momentum and those connections to where you can start converting some of those people into customers or affiliate, or at least you can start to have the dialogue about, hey, are you open to looking at what I'm working on or looking at the opportunity that I'm involved with? Okay. Another example I wanted to show you guys was, now this search bar, you can get very, very granular. We have some people that are interested in gold here. So I just typed in price of gold. And there's all these articles about how strong gold is. Okay, here's one. Gold is off to a strong start. Okay, and there's another one here. Fortune magazine. Price of gold just hit an all-time high. Okay, if you're in gold, you should be sharing that information, that content. Okay. Let's see here. And then you have comments, okay? So you can just click on the comments, and now you've got people that are interested in gold. I was looking at this before, and there was somebody saying, hey, I buy grams of gold from time to time. I'm like, well, he needs to know about, Karat bars, right? So that is the way to start to make those connections, and you want to do it consistently and at a high volume, right? You want to post, comment, like, join the groups, all those things collectively over 60 days, like I said, will start to create a tremendous amount of momentum for your business and for your lead generation. So, wow, I wrapped that up in half an hour. That was great. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up for questions. Joe, can you monitor the questions to see if there's been any?
Yep, I can. I'm looking over there now. I'm going to, let's see, I think I can unlock, okay, I'm going to unlock a microphone here. And I want to welcome Dr. Benny. For those people in the future, you will get to know him. We're going to also ask him and invite him to the Breakfast Club. Some of you may see his comment there and saying hello this morning. And Michelle, good morning. Good afternoon. So I have, and welcome everybody. I noticed Michelle, I haven't talked to you for quite a while. It's nice to see you. So Peter, did I get you on you as a speaker? And you should be there. You have to, click a few buttons and you would be there and show up. So let me see if there's any questions. I see. Yep, I'm glad you're here too, Dr. Benny. Dr. Benny is a world famous author. Very, very educated in social media as well. I invited him to listen to you today, Ensign.
Well, hopefully I provided some value. I know Dr. Benny is an expert in that.
Yep, he's an author. In fact, he sent me one of his books last year. He's been on Fox News and CBS and been interviewed by the best, with Brian Tracy and so on. So we're very excited to have Dr. Benny here. Believe me. All right, so Peter, not sure we have that. I'm still looking for questions here. I don't see questions. I see comments, great information, glad to be here, and so on and so forth. So if we can get some questions up in that chat box, or there's a Q&A box as well. I don't see any in there, but I do see people chatting in there.
Okay, yeah.
You must have done a great job. Actually, you did. I learned something.
Did you get motivated to start to participate, Joe?
I've been motivated for a couple of weeks now because I realized I'm watching a company. I'm actually watching Peter Gantner's company, which is why I wanted him here. I wanted him to comment about some social media today that they're doing in his company. And I saw some things happening in his company with some people who are younger than myself, who are just communicating tremendously on Facebook and social media. And I'm an old-fashioned networker, so to speak. Anyway, I like to talk to people, but this certainly I'm not talking to people. In fact, my Facebook page is actually closed down. I have it locked, and for a reason. But I do want to ask. I have a couple of questions. Here's some questions I have. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. When you well, let me start with the first question. When you share another person's information on Facebook, if you see an article and you take something out of there, would it be appropriate to name where that came from and give them credit?
Well, if you share what they've shared, right, their name will automatically appear when you share it. Okay, so it almost automatically gives them credit for it.
Good. Okay. All right. How about this? When you like someone's page, does that person's friends get connected to you?
No. So if you're talking about a business page, right? That's just because there's business and then there's personal.
Yeah.
If you like a business page, no, you basically will announce on your news feed that you like that page, and so your friends can see that. Your friends, but that business's other likers don't see that. No.
Okay. Hey, I noticed that Peter is here. Peter Gantner, can you? Is your mic on?
I believe so.
All right, there you go. Fantastic. Look, I've been friends with Peter Gantner for many, many years. We met in a company, and I know he has a new company, and we're excited about that as well. And I invited him here today because I know that his group, his company is also very. So lots of young people there that know all about social media, and I'm a little flabbergasted how much they know and some of the stuff that they're doing. So how important is it to you, Peter, for your people and your company to interact on social media?
Oh, I absolutely think it's important for any company that's out there to be able to use social media today. It's become so important in building. I mean, it's literally a function of networking, right? It's being able to get information that we could never know before. If I just went to a regular, maybe like a restaurant or something, and I got to meet somebody, I know nothing about them. But if I can connect it with them I can actually learn, what their interests are, whether they're into being an entrepreneur, or whether what some of their dreams are, right? What is the type of stuff that they're into? So when I'm having a conversation with somebody that I've met through social media, I can connect with them much better than if I just meet them in person, because I'm able to get that information. And with our concept, of course, being a social business, being able to do social branding and marketing for people, or social sales, it's extremely important to learn about Facebook and all the other social media outlets that are out there.
So your company, some people probably aren't familiar with some of the terminology you're using with the branding and so on. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? What you've created. I know we spoke a couple of weeks ago, and I looked at your company and so on, and it is very exciting. So, social media is obviously for any company, but tell us about what you're doing.
Yeah, what we're doing is so unique and new. We've actually filed for a patent on it. So, on the business model itself, we filed for a patent. And simply what we're doing is leveraging, instead of like most companies are leveraging the $300 billion direct sales market, we're actually leveraging the $26 trillion global market by simply taking people, entrepreneurs, inventive, creative people, and then using a community approach to support those people. And that's why the social media is so important, the Facebook is, because that's one of the ways that we're supporting these inventors and creative people. And actually, what we have a patent on is called a reverse royalty. And if you understand what a royalty is, it's somebody who's maybe a singer or an actor or an inventor. They create something, they license it to somebody. Well, what we've done is made it to where everyday individuals can collect royalties by supporting the entrepreneur. So instead of the entrepreneur receiving that royalty, they actually pay that royalty out to everyday people in order to help them build true residual income that can last for, well, I mean, there's brands out there that are over 200 years old. They've been around for more than 200 years. And so our goal is to continue to collect those revenues, literally having these products sold into the mass market at a Walmart store. So instead of being concerned of the products we represent being sold at retail, our goal is to help the inventor get that product to retail, and then every time that product is sold, we're collecting a royalty, and that royalty gets redistributed back out to the community. So it's a very simple concept. It's revolutionary, but it's totally based on our social networks, the connectivity that we have online through the selling, through branding and marketing, and then, of course, through crowdfunding, which you guys have been talking about. So it's a very unique, collaborative way of doing business.
Wow. All right. So if you want information on that and on Tools Rock, now Tools Rock, Anson, like I told you, is the CEO, co-founder, along with his wife Jennifer. Is Anson, in my opinion, the most creative, educated person in all of the marketing tools and contact managers out there. In fact, the interesting connection here today, which I just realized, Peter, myself, Anson, and Jennifer were all in the same company together years ago and did not know each other. Peter is also, yeah, we were all in a company called Jury way back, and Jennifer Ashby was one of the top income earners in Jury. I think Peter was as well, but we had a very, very successful run with that, although the company didn't last as long as we wanted it to. But ironically, we were all there. I just realized that. So, and that's how Tools Rock was really created, with Jennifer wanting to assist the affiliates because they didn't have an affiliate program, an assist program for marketing. So Jennifer created all the tools for her team and then decided to create the company. And both her and Anson came up with the Tools Rock and teamed up with their parent company, and there you go. So there's the match. So Tools Rock is a tremendous marketing company that has some of the best people there working with us and creativity-wise, and it's just, I'm excited about that. So if you want information about that, just send an email to the New Breakfast Club at earthlink.net. If you want any information on any of this, the New Breakfast Club at earthlink.net, and we'll forward that to both parties. And we'll go from there. So anyway. Look, thanks for being here, Anson. I appreciate the education, and Peter, thanks for the information as well. And I'm looking forward to our next session. Anson, did we figure out when we'll do a little advanced training? I know Wednesday night at 8 o'clock would be perfect if I could force you to do that, which is tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? I'll have to get back to you on that, Joe, just because you know how my schedule is.
I know that. We'll do that, and I'll get it out. I just the only reason I say that is we actually have an automated setup for 8 p.m. tomorrow night. It's set up every week like that, and it would be perfect that I didn't have to create a whole nother system for it. So anyway, look, Peter, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Any other comments? You want to make any other comments or?
Yeah, just thanks for the kind words, Joe. It's an honor to be working with you and your team, and we're excited for the direction we're going and the innovations that we're doing on our end. But yeah, thanks for just the support and the kind words.
Yep, I appreciate you as well. Peter, anything you want to add?
You guys lock on to the social media stuff, learn it. It is the wave of the future for our company and for the entire industry. I mean, it is so important. It is the people that get to know this social media stuff and learn how to implement and use tools are going to be the ones to build the biggest networks down the road, and they're going to have the most success here. So it's absolutely important You know, you got to still use the old techniques, but these new techniques will speed up the amount of time it takes for you to put an organization together, and it's going to improve your effectiveness. And I know if you're like myself, I'm in my 50s, I didn't grow up on it. I know Joe, you know, just because you didn't grow up on it doesn't mean you can't learn it, because I'm in the same place. We're learning this stuff. We're digging in here in order to enhance our ability to get out there, connect with people, and then you know, build successful businesses. So thank you so much, Joe. You know, you've done a great job putting this all together, and with a leader like you know, everybody on here that's following you on the Breakfast Club are lucky people. So thank you, buddy.
Hey, thank you. And I want to say I do have a couple questions here. Will this be posted somewhere? Yes. These recordings, we use a company called Webinar Jam. Webinar Jam is connected to YouTube. So, in order to, first of all, after the call, you'll get an email. If you registered, and obviously if you're on here, you did, and you'll get an email with a replay link. However, if you happen to lose that, or a week from now and you say, I want to listen to that, all you have to do is go to YouTube and look for me, Joseph Shoup, and you'll see me on that bicycle. That's the Joe Shoup or Joseph Shoup that you will see, since there are some other Shoups on there. So you'll see me on the bike, and then you'll do a search on YouTube, and then you will see this recording there among hundreds of other recordings. That being said, thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Anson and Peter, for being here, and everybody have a great day, and let's learn what's being taught here and get into the social media portion of this industry. We really need to do that. As the old folk like myself who didn't take advantage of that early, I'm going to take advantage of it now. So have a great day, everybody. Look forward to seeing you on the next call, and look for an email. We'll get that out to you, and we'll see you at the top. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for being here.